Hey guys, it's Dr. Goggin from Feel Good Functional Medicine, and today I'm going to give you the best hack that you can possibly use for metabolic health. All right. And make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it helps the channel. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to give you a special present. All right, so make sure you watch till the end. And basically today what I'm going to talk about is the benefit of continuous blood glucose monitor and compare a few of them. All right, so I'm going to talk today about the NutriSense blood glucose monitor, the Levels glucose monitor, and the Veri. And all of these continuous blood glucose monitors share certain things. They all have their own unique apps that makes them easier or more difficult to use. And basically, if you were to go through your doctor, if you already have diabetes, you can get a continuous blood glucose monitor with a prescription. But there's a lot of us who want to biohack, we want to figure out right now what's going on with our blood glucose levels, what food is bad for us, what food is good for us, because you and I, we have different genetics, we have different ways we process food, and I might be able to eat a bowl of cherries and you may not be able to. And this is a way you can figure out what works for your body. And the sooner we figure this out, the more likely we are to live long and live well, well into 100 with a good health span. And we're really talking about a health span is how you can live feeling good. And so you're not ending up like the last 10 years of your life feeling crummy and not able to do anything, right? So that's what we want, health span. So continuous blood glucose monitor can help you. And the reason it helps is because you will understand the impact of glucose levels on your energy. And we know that if you keep a consistent blood glucose level that's not going super high, you're not having big spikes, you are going to improve your longevity. It also can help with weight management, energy maintenance throughout the day. So generally speaking, when you order one of these monitors, you wear a hardware device in your arm, lasts about 14 days, and the different apps are a little different from one to the other. Okay, Veri. Let's talk about Veri. First off, it's in a fancy box, but it's just a Freestyle Libre CGM, just like you get from the doctor's office if you had a prescription. That is one way to go about it, and you don't have to pay out of pocket, all right? So the Veri app, it's intuitive, user-friendly, easy for beginners. If you're not a big data nerd, this might be the place to start because it has color coding, it is straightforward, and you can see how different foods are going to impact your glucose levels. You have to manually input the food. It would be great if they would integrate these with MyFitnessPal, but no. So Veri is the one that is least data intensive. Let's go to the one that's the data heavy, NutriSense. NutriSense also a Freestyle Libre CGM in a fancy box. It really is the same monitor. What the difference is, the app. So the patches work the same. You put them on your arm. When you apply it, it has a little needle that goes into the skin and then is withdrawn, leaving a little silicone thing. Stays in for a couple weeks. Now, that's just true for all of them. What's nice about this particular NutriSense, it's data heavy first off, and it can integrate with Keto Mojo. So you can actually integrate with a blood glucose monitor and Apple Health. So if you got an Apple Watch and you have Apple Health, you can get all this data streaming in. So if you're a data head, it's NutriSense, I think, is the obvious choice. Now, Levels is a third CGM, and this is kind of in between the two in terms of the amount of data. It's pretty easy to use. You actually have a choice with Levels, whether you use a Dexcom or the Freestyle Libre. So you might use a different monitor. All of these stay in place pretty well when you work out. It's this Levels app is mid-tier in complexity. It's in between the Veri super easy. If you want easy, go with Veri. If you want complex and more data, go with NutriSense. Veri's right, and so the Levels is in between. It's easy to enter in meals in Levels, and that's one nice thing about it. And it will display a nice graphic display of when you have glucose spikes, and it gives you scores for your meals. So in general, If you're a beginner, new to tech, not super techy, it's clearly Very is the choice, right? Data enthusiast, that's me. I'm a data enthusiast. I'm going to go with the NutriSense because I want it to feed into my Apple Watch. I want to have as much data as possible. Levels is preferred by many because it's a little bit balanced. I mean, it's not quite as techy, not quite as much data, pretty easy input. It's important to understand that all of these monitors have like a 15 to 20-minute delay because it's not checking blood glucose. And we also want to make sure that you try and avoid bumping into stuff, rubbing up against stuff. Be careful when you're changing clothes because you don't want to pull the thing out because they're, expensive. Generally, you're talking around a couple $100, $200 to $400 for a month. But the data that you obtain is just, it can be life-changing. It really can help you hack your health. So I hope that's been helpful to you. I'm going to put a link below to a video that I really enjoy of a person who tested all of these three out, and he kind of shows you the apps. Check out that video. I think it's great. And know that this is a solid way that you are using both conventional advances in conventional medicine, right, and biohacking. So this is good for all, whether you're into integrative holistic health, whether you're like, love your doc and no matter who you are, this can help you. Okay, and I promised you something. So if you use the code FEELGOOD, all caps, feel good, all one word, at NutriSense, they're going to give you a discount on your CGM. All right, and what's nice about NutriSense also, I forgot to mention this in the video, is that it comes with, at least the first month, coaching, nutritional coaching. And that's a great way, especially if you are like, oh, what do I do? Nutrition, it's all so crazy. It can be helpful. So feel good, all one word. That's a discount code for you. All right, you guys, have an awesome day.